Hello everyone, quick market update. So Bitcoin broke out of the channel again. Let's get rid of all of this and this and this and this. Taking out all previous highs. And some of my momentum indicators flashed a buy signal. The last buy signal I received was on June 20th with this candle here, and then we got the big breakout to the upside. So during all of these candles, my system did not give me any entry signal, but with this candle, it's still a little weak, but I did take additional long entries. I'm going to add to those all the way to 31k, and my invalidation for this new additional position is basically the channel EQ. If price dips under that, then I will have to reassess. And my targets, I mentioned it I think in yesterday's videos too, is the 34 to 35k area for the next leg up, and we will see how it goes. Structure wise, this is ready for a move up. It all depends on the narrative we get in the news. Ethereum, I did not short here. I cancelled all my short orders because the news and the narrative is too positive. I mean, we did get the initial rejection at this previous pivot high, but I would not feel comfortable shorting this on a higher time frame. Let's have a look at the RSI. Yeah, the RSI looks also healthy. There is no divergence. Oh, I forgot to mention this on Bitcoin. So there is still a negative divergence even with this move up, but doesn't mean it cannot get invalidated. Doesn't mean we cannot spend a little time in the overextended region. So back here, on June 20th, the RSI was definitely still healthier looking compared to now, where price made a higher high while the RSI stopped with a lower high. But yes, structure wise and momentum wise, we could push up higher. Just be aware that you should not go all in. Always keep your risk management rules in mind and don't overexpose yourself. But for ETH, so the RSI looks healthier. We may get a small pullback. I would not want ETH to drop under this level anymore, the 1825 level. So any long orders you may take, your stop loss can now be at basically 1812 or just under the 1824 level. If price drops all the way back down here, even for a liquidity grab, we would have to look at the following price action basically to see if the market is serious in this current breakout. Yeah, I'm not that excited about ETH. I mean, it's now in the region I previously was planning a short in, but with the RSI looking like this, and just let's have a quick look. Total 2. There's a lot of money flowing into the altcoins right now. So we do have the 620 billion region where price started to flow back out again a little bit. But I do think if we keep going with the good news, and I think the market is going to milk the SEC loss against Ripple, which was announced yesterday. The market will milk that for a while. So I think a lot of altcoins, especially those targeted by the SEC currently in their cases against Coinbase and Binance, will now be analyzed. And if any of those do show similarities with XRP, those coins may also pump. Anyways, so ideally, even if money flows out of the market or out of altcoins, it should not dip beneath the 530 billion, ideally even not under 550 billion dollars anymore, and then the altcoins can continue to show moderate strength, while I think the main focus will still be on Bitcoin, especially if the spot ETF narrative gives the market an excuse to pump Bitcoin first. Then when Bitcoin reaches 34-35k, even 40-44k, and then starts consolidating, then the alts may catch up. So yeah, if you are taking any longs, I guess regions to consider. Regions to consider are these previous highs here at around $1,935, and then you can aim for these highs here at around 2,142, and relatively wide stop loss at 1,812, which gives you an RR of only 1.7. But I mean, ETH does not look as convincing to me as Bitcoin does. EGLD is out of the danger zone, I think. If you haven't done so, partial profits are warranted, I think, and there is only little left to our target, only $2 and around 30 cents. Good setup. Phantom is starting to break out, potentially. So we will have to see how today's candle closes. If it can close above the 31.5 cents level, definitely will start to get bullish. I think for now we can erase this and this and this, as well as this, and now we will see if we get the breakout and retest. Then we can start looking for longs targeting 40 cents and 44 to 45 cents. There's still a little bit of patience needed for this. MATIC broke out to the upside. I did get stopped out on some shorts I had running. Some of them I took partials already when the price was reaching to the channel EQ. Some of them I secured with stop loss at break even at that point, but some of them I still had the original stop loss of 79 cents and 81.4 cents. So those got stopped out. Took I mean, pretty much break even on all my MATIC positions scattered across numerous portfolios. But so we did get the breakout. We had the ascending triangle, and I had mentioned that too. So it could either have been a bear flag, in which case we would have seen the breakdown, and the retest of this region, but we also had mentioned that there's an ascending triangle chart pattern, and now it broke out. So we will have to see. As I mentioned in my previous videos, MATIC is one of the coins I'm rather bullish on long term. So ideally I would like a clean retest of the breakout area. Let's see, maybe Monday or early next week if it looks like we will get it. It may take a few days. Buying it right here is too in between. My stop loss would have to be too wide, and patience usually pays off in the market. So setting my alarm maybe a little higher. Yeah, I'll get an alert when it pulls back to 78 cents, and then let's see. XRP, yeah, the star of today's show. So first of all, let's clean up the chart a little bit. So with the case now decided in favor of Ripple, we will probably not see this pullback where I had my lowball orders, but as I mentioned, I was already accumulating in this region because chart structure wise, while it was in a bear flag, and while there was plausible reason for the pullback lower towards 35 cents if the judge had ruled in the SEC's favor, but I also mentioned that the chart structure wise XRP could also break out, and that's what happened. So now let's clean up this chart a little bit. If you have missed the move or are looking for places to add to your XRP exposure like me, then we can use the Fibonacci retracement tool for some analysis. So the 67 cents level is the 50 cent retracement from this swing low to the top of the impulse move. So we do not have a swing high here, but the impulse move up must be enough for us right now to take measures and look for entries. Basically anything in this area would be of interest to me at this point. So again, here is the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. So if you're familiar with the concepts, within a range, anything above the 50% retracement level is called a premium, meaning it's relatively expensive in this upper range, upper half of the range, and the lower part, the lower half of the range is called the discounted area. And so usually we will see price dip back into the lower half of the range, and yeah, whoever is gonna accumulates here, and then we will see continuation further up. So I'm very interested in longs if price dips back under 67.5 cents, and then I will personally prefer the upper half of this green marked range, so between 60 cents to 67 cents. I will probably do quite a lot of accumulation, and if it dips lower, then great. I will just keep adding to my exposure for XRP. because I think, as I said, the market was waiting for this judgment for a long time. We had a super long accumulation here. $427 days, and this move is not giving justice to this long accumulation. And I think, as you probably are aware, several exchanges in the US already started relisting XRP. I think that's why a lot of this volume, or a lot of this initial push up happened in the first place. But there is no doubt in my mind that we will continue to get good news, new partnerships, new listings, and Ripple, basically milking this win against the SEC over the coming weeks. So ultimately, I think we will go back to the all-time high, maybe even beyond. But we will think about that when we are there. So for now, my setup for my additional buys is something like this, targeting $2. Entry in this green marked zone, and so personally I will be placing my stop loss at 44 cents, because with this news, if there is not some serious FUD or another attack against Ripple at this case, I do not want to see price obviously retrace all the way back to 44 cents. But from a technical perspective, since this is the swing low I use for the measurement, beneath that swing low, around 40 cents, can also be considered as a stop loss. But it's relatively wide, I mean, because the move is so big, and we are working on a daily time frame here, so it's a 40% stop loss at 40 cents. At 44 cents, it's also around 30%. So it's definitely not easy to work with, but on the upside there is a 200% potential rise to be expected. So the RR of 5.76 if you choose 40 cents as your stop loss, and 44 cents will give you around 6.8, I think. And ultimately it shouldn't matter what your RR is. You have to position or manage your position size according to your risk appetite if the stop loss gets triggered. Whenever you enter a trade, don't dream about the goal. Always base your entry and your stop loss and your position size in accordance with your risk management rules, thinking that the higher likelihood is of you getting stopped out. So if you don't want to lose half of your portfolio in case of a stop loss being triggered, which should always be your first case argument, then manage your position size and risk exposure accordingly. There will be many more opportunities, even if you missed all of this move. There are a lot of coins that are showing similar accumulations. They just finished their spring, and I will cover some of those in the next video on Wednesday. Have a nice weekend, and see you again next time.